Now funding on Kickstarter a brand new set of Halloween mask pins, vintage style pins designed by me, Kneon. Check it out at halloween.ninja. That's halloween.ninja.
Disney is still learning nothing. So their next move is to make a live action Princess TIANA movie based on The Princess and the Frog. Instead of just doing another animated film or an animated sequel, no, we're going to do a live action. This is going to be a new story, guys. It's not the Princess and the Frog one-to-one, but they're going to tell a new story now with TIANA. But instead of, expensive animation, which would probably be successful, they're going to do it in live action because they've learned absolutely nothing. Moana bombed. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. Moana bombed. It's like done 115 million globally. That's it. I mean, it's only been out like a week, a little more than a week, 10 days, but still, it's not looking good for Moana because people already saw that movie and they liked the animated version better. And we saw a failure with Snow White and other films, Mulan and other things that have come out. But they get one win with Lilo and Stitch and they decide to go all in. And this comes after they were supposed to have a Disney Plus show that they canceled and that disappeared. So we're going to talk about that in this video. It is me, Geeky Sparkles, and it's just me for this video because Kneon is elsewhere. But I'm also supposed to tell you, please like and subscribe. If you do, I'll give you a woohoo, woohoo. I'm also supposed to remind you to please go out to more.clownfishtv.com if you want to find other videos we have done and other content that isn't available here. Also, if you'd rather listen to us as a podcast, you can do so at Clownfish TV Podcasts, Spotify, and all the different places that have podcasts. We're over there. So you can check that out as well. But we're going to talk about this. This is from Variety. I did an article on it on the Substack. We have two. Coleman Domingo and Robert O'Hara are in talks to write live-action Princess TIANA movie. So this movie is supposed to be a story that's not going to follow the Princess and the Frog directly. Now, they've had success with this with Maleficent, the Alice in the Wonderland movies, the Alice in the Looking Glass and all that. That was kind of their own story, Cruella. They did a little better because they weren't beat for beat copies of the original. And Disney keeps making these live action films because they're probably cheaper. Animation, Disney was synonymous with cutting edge animation and storytelling. They have now become a joke between ruining every franchise they've acquired, causing box office fatigue. Somehow, Star Wars is something that people don't go see now. They managed that. You know how hard it would be to manage it? Yet Disney did the impossible. And they completely tanked Star Wars. And they keep doing this with these movies too. They used to be great. Even Michael Eisner, who did the awful cheapquels, like the directed to VHS cheapquels. I can't speak today. Cheapquels. He did those. And people made fun of them. But at least they were new stories. They were based on the originals, but they were sequels. All Disney keeps doing is regurgitating the same shit and then putting it out and saying it's a new movie when it's the exact same movie. So at least to this one's credit, it's going to be a little different. They said it's in the early stages. It's an original idea inspired by the 2009 Princess and the Frog, which is one of my daughter's favorites. It was her first movie she went to see, and TIANA is like her favorite princess. Her or Aurora are her two favorites. The original featured Anika Noni Rose as TIANA, and it was in New Orleans, and she met Naveen and the frog and the whole thing. Well, this is going to be after that. Now, it's interesting because back in 2020, I have that pulled up on here. Back in 2020, they announced they were going to do a Disney Plus TIANA show. The Summer of Love, if you remember, is when they announced the reimagining of Splash Mountain. Again, I want to point out, they were trying to get that through for years. That was a rumor for a long time. Every time they would try to announce this, or would get out there that they were thinking about it, people would push back and it would be met with a lot of negativity. So they didn't do it. And then they used the opportunity of the BLM incident as a reason to go in and change it. And instead of keeping it, that's the one time they should have kept it like the movie. And they didn't. It was a news story. And this news story was going to be then spun into a Disney Plus show, to tie into the attraction. And they canceled it. And they had the original voice actress back for that. And it did not work out. They used excuses of they had layoffs at the studios. They were changing business structure and all that crap. And those were their excuses for why they're shutting it down and canceling it. But a movie was supposed to be also in development at the same time. Well, now they're going back because Lilo and Stitch did well. So they get one win and among a bunch of losses. And that's what they're going to cling to. So now they're going to do a new live action Tiana movie. Or, hear me out, Disney, you could just do an animated sequel. I guarantee you more people will come to an animated Princess and the Frog movie than they're going to come to this live action mess. Because they are tired of it. And you are learning nothing. I don't understand. Like, are you getting like a lot of write-offs or something? Because you keep acquiring these things for a lot of money, billions of dollars. And then you run them into the ground and tank them. And now you've done that to your animated catalog as well. What do you have left? And then instead of doing new features, you keep making, sequels to this or reimaginings to these kind of things. And then when you do put out new animation, it's shit. Like, what happened in the last 10 years that you can no longer tell good stories? That it's hit and miss. Just out of curiosity, why are you sucking so hard? I don't understand it. And why are you going to double down on this idiocy? I have no idea. So they're saying that, the original story was about Princess the Frog. Tiana was a waitress. They did make changes to it. They made her a waitress and all this other stuff, and about how it had songs that won awards or nominated for awards. But they're saying Princess of Frog project comes as Domingo celebrates his Michael film because okay, so this is what it's about. They shelved it. This guy does well with Michael, and so it became $1 billion film. And Disney's idea is, hey, Euphoria is popular. Michael did well. Let's get this guy to do Princess and the Frog. It's here's the thing. It's like Michael Jackson. Michael did well because about Michael Jackson, and globally he was huge. All right. Euphoria, it had a lot of things going for it. Sydney Sweeney was one of them. I just don't think that just because he's big on some things, that's automatically going to translate to a hot damn, this is a great movie with Princess and the Frog as a live action. I don't understand it. It makes no sense. Because he worked on these things, he's going to be able to make this into a hit. I just don't understand what they're thinking. It's all derivative. They've done poorly. The guy who was the brainchild behind all this idiocy he was, going off to do his own things, but was still going to work as a producer on some stuff. He got gone because they were failing. And now their answer is they shelved a bunch of stuff. And now their answer is let's bring it all back. And Moana just did really bad, like really, really, really bad. A $250 million budget estimated before marketing expenses, before theater cuts. And they did $115 million globally. Snow White, we know what a train wreck that was. The only one that did well was Lilo and Stitch. And I think Tangled might do okay. And this one might even do okay, but I don't think okay is good enough. I think you need really good movies. And the only way you're going to get those is their sequels, like when they did Toy Story 5 and they did Inside Out 2. And unfortunately, I hate to see it, but at least it's something kind of new. They need to do a Princess and the Frog movie, and they need to do it as a animated project. People get mad at me for calling out the animation's gone and Hollywood and it's dying, which it is. But if you're somebody mad at me for pointing out the elephant in the room, why don't you get mad at the elephant, which is like Disney, who keeps scrapping potential projects for animation to go with this cheaper, the live action stuff. And I don't understand. You keep losing money. The money you've lost on like Snow White, the money you're going to lose on Moana would have been enough to do another animated film. It just doesn't make any sense to me. You did Moana 2, and you're doing Moana 3. Why did you need a live action Moana? You need to really knock off this shit with the live actions, Disney. People were saying this on Twitter. Here's some of the different quotes I saw. Ugh, seriously, Disney, haven't y'all had enough embarrassment by these recent live action flops? Or are you addicted to doubling down on stupid? Why could this not be a 2D animated sequel? Very good question. My advice to Robert and Coleman, if Disney tries to force y'all to include any of the storylines from the Scrap Tiana series that was supposed to launch on Disney Plus back in 2021, or if they try to get y'all to make sense of this ridiculous Salt Mine co-op story behind the theme park ride, walk away fast, Mr. KMG. They are literally going to run out of cartoons to remake by 2030. What's next? A live action Bug's Life? Is it Tika Chinidu? Please stop turning every animated movie into live action. It doesn't work. Han Scrollo. Love the name. I guess 2D animation is truly dead. Lego Man. She spends most of the movie as a frog, so CG would have been on point. But seriously, why are they doing live action anything? It's ridiculous. It's like, come on. Can we just stop? Everybody's tired of it. We don't need another live action Princess and the Frog. I don't care if the guy worked on Michael when he worked on Euphoria. I don't care. Nobody cares. Just stop. I cannot even comprehend the thought process behind this idiocy. It hurts my head. The whole thought of just continuing to do things that are failing, and then you get the intermittent reinforcement of getting one that does well, and your takeaway is, let's do more, especially after you had 2 other failures. I just can't even comprehend it. But they must be needing tax write-offs. That's the only thing I can think of, because no successful business keeps deliberately flushing money down the toilet on things that don't work for the sake of flushing money down the toilet. So there has to be some other reason we're not seeing. So there you go. What do you think about this? Do you think this is another really, really stupid idea, or do you think this is going to be fantastic and great? Please comment and let us know, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.
Now funding on Kickstarter a brand new set of Halloween mask pins, vintage style pins designed by me, Kneon. Check it out at halloween.ninja. That's halloween.ninja.